So the Jujutsu Kaisen manga is ending in 5 chapters from now, and that culminates on September 29th, just a little over a month from now. It was actually announced a couple hours ago, and I'll read the full announcement. So Gege's message said, "The story will end in 5 more chapters. I am only able to end the story in the way I wanted thanks to the support and cooperation of all my readers. Thank you. I am working hard to create a final chapter that will probably satisfy as many people as possible who have supported Jujutsu Kaisen. So everyone, please bear with me. The final chapter will release on September 30th. It's actually September 29th for us Westerners, and there will be no further major Jujutsu Kaisen announcements at this time, and we will pass along further news on the matter as we become aware of it." So, wow. It's surprising, but at the same time, not so much, because we did know that Jujutsu Kaisen was ending this year. Gege announced it at the Jump Festa last year, that would probably be the last Jump Festa that Jujutsu Kaisen attended. But I thought maybe we had until like November, December, but no, it is over in September. Now, I feel like a lot of people are probably thinking, well, that's not enough. Surely it's going to be rushed at that pace, and I have to agree with that. As of this recording, we are on chapter 266, where Yuji is essentially coming to the end of his battle with Sukuna. He had actually recently just had a big breakthrough with Megumi, and it was revealed that they actually had Sukuna's final finger somewhere. So in the next 5 chapters, Sukuna surely is going to be killed or something like that. Megumi is going to be saved, I assume, and then there's a chance that Yuji may die, possibly sacrificing himself to take down Sukuna in the process. But other than Sukuna being defeated, the rest of the storylines and everything need to be wrapped up as well. The big one being the culling game, because the culling game can only really come to an end once everyone within it has died except for Megumi. And that it would also start the merger of all of the people in Japan with Tengen and the culling game barrier to create like a big curse monster merger thing. So that means that that's definitely not going to happen. I mean, there is a chance, I suppose, but it doesn't seem likely at this point, unless Gege just decides to go into this rush, depressing ending where the merger does go through, and then that's kind of just how things are. I doubt that he's going to do that, so it seems like that's just not going to work out ultimately, and they're probably going to make another rule or something to end the calling game without any more deaths needing to be had, or they, I don't know, manually break it down through some other means, or they use the merger to like self-implode on itself without absorbing Japan, but it just breaks the culling game or something. Or maybe they use Sukuna in some way to stop it, possibly. And aside from that, I guess Megumi will have somewhat of his happy ending, as much as one can be salvaged at this point. And other than that, like, everyone pretty much died in the battle against Sukuna anyway. Like, pretty sure Maki's still alive. And then we'll also find out what happened with Yuta inside of Gojo's body. Is he sticking around, or are they just both dead, or whatever's going on with that? And unfortunately, it's looking like we're not getting that Heian era flashback. I mean, if we're lucky, we might get a few panels of it in the next 2 or 3 chapters, but we're not getting like an extended look at the Heian era, and I don't think we're going to be getting an extended look at Sukuna's backstory either. I mean, again, we could get a few panels here and there, which would be nice, but, you know, we're not going in depth, unfortunately, which I really would have liked. Maybe that's just me. I just felt like this series needed like a deep dive into Sukuna, since he is the end-all be all, and we've spent like 100 chapters fighting him, but maybe I'm asking for too much. And then I guess we'll see if something does happen with cursed energy as a whole. So do they ultimately solve the problem of curses, or do they create like a new form of cursed energy, or do they erase it altogether somehow? But I guess all of those points, of course, are going to be addressed at one point or another in the next 5 chapters of the series. Now, as for like a sequel series or something like that, it's not really looking good at this point, especially since they said in the statement that there are no further major Jujutsu Kaisen announcements at this time, and we will pass along further news on the matter as we become aware of it. So there's definitely not an immediate idea for a sequel. Doesn't mean there won't be one down the line. It's always a possibility, but I would say just don't get your hopes up. There might be another movie, possibly, but if not, there's obviously going to be season 3, and then I guess season 4 would probably be the last one. So at least anime wise, we have another 7 years probably, right, for that to come out. 6 or 7 years minimum. I also want to make a video in the future of how I could have continued the series personally. Obviously, I'm not saying like I'm a better writer than Gege or whatever. That's nonsense. I'm just saying like I think that I could have continued the series for like another at least 200 chapters, or at least somehow gave Gege the idea to do this himself. It has to do with the merger succeeding, but that ultimately leads us to a whole new part of the series that could go on for, like I said, another 200 chapters at least. But, you know, I guess Gege's just tired. He's done. I don't blame him, to be honest. It's just unfortunate that it's happening at the peak of the series' popularity. But now that Jujutsu Kaisen is ending, along with My Hero Academia that just ended a couple weeks ago, the only real big banger left in Jump is One Piece, right? I mean, there's also Sakamoto Days, but I also think the next big series coming up is Kagura Baki. So I'm probably going to be covering that next on the channel. I'll try to make a video giving like a recap on everything that's happened at this point, because as of this recording, I think there's only been like 45 chapters or something. So it's not a very long read to catch up. And yeah, that's going to replace the void for Jujutsu Kaisen on this channel for the time being. Also, One Punch Man is coming back, so I'm going to be going more into that. Sorry to all of my One Punch Man followers that I've been neglecting the series, but it is coming back, and I'll make more content on it, of course. And then we have One Piece. One Piece is probably going to last another 10 years, so I really wouldn't worry about One Piece. There's always time to catch up on it, so if you're looking for an excuse, here it is. Hey, but real quick, guys, you should check out Gamer Supps in case you haven't already. They're a great energy supplement that can help you with gaming, studying, or anything that really you want to do. They come in caffeine and caffeine-free, and they also have nootropics in it, like L-theanine, L-tyrosine, and choline L-bitartrate. So it's not just, you know, regular caffeine. It makes you really feel good and focused. If you're looking for a tub to buy, check out the new flavor Nuclear Bombsicle by Casio. It tastes just like a bombsicle. This is already one of my favorite flavors. They also have these awesome sus bars, which are only 100 calories and only has 1 gram of sugar and 8 grams of protein. My favorite flavor is the chocolate. I cannot get enough of these things. They also have gamer tea in both caffeinated and non-caffeinated. I personally really like the caffeine-free sleepy time with theanine. You can also get some of these awesome gamer soups, which I absolutely love. So guys, check the link in the description and make sure to use code BIGZ for 10% off. Thanks, guys. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this one, guys. Let me know what you think about Jujutsu Kaisen ending in 5 chapters. Do you think it's rushed? Let me know. And if you liked the video, please give it a like and please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.